together this bug out bag, and basically it's a bunch of stuff that I got at the thrift store, and try and cover a few of the bases. I have a bunch of other stuff that's like, you know, a larger bag, you know, my low temperature sleeping bag, a wool blanket, that sort of stuff. It's in a different bag, but this is just like my small bug out bag. It's still pretty heavy. I haven't put it on a scale yet, but you know, a lot of this stuff is just kind of extra weight that I have in there just because I have the stuff already contained inside of these containers. So this container is kind of heavy. It is a hard shell though, so if there's something that I wanted to keep safe, keep it in there, which I have. I've got some medications, and then I have a Ziploc bag. I have these bandages, and then also in here I have earplugs and some more medicine in the form of homeopathic medicine. So one of these is for nerve pain, the other one's for bruising, and you know, each of these containers is kind of its own little you know, not system, but its own area of use. So this one is kind of in case of emergencies. If I get bruised, twist an ankle, somehow bonk myself, I'll use the medicine in there, including the bandages. So this one has a water filter in it. So it's got a container. It's got a small generic water bag. Actually, here's the water bag, and then inside of this dry bag, which is also functions as a water bag, is a filter. There's also it's in a different one, but anyway, I've got water filter in this particular container. There's also a noise signal that I can use for making distress calls. Here's a compass. It's kind of an old school compass. There's also a pen and a lighter in here. So water filtration, navigation, signaling in case I have to emergency signal someone, and then also a lighter. So anyway, that little pouch is pretty useful, having a water filter with a navigate the compass. So anyway, that one's for in case I'm lost or I have to travel across unknown territory. This bag is just kind of thrown together of things that I had around. Again, this is mostly stuff that I got at the thrift store. So this is from when I was trying to take care of some kittens, and I just thought these little pieces of plastic might be useful for something. I have no idea what I would use them for. Maybe water filtration or plugging something, or just who knows. But anyway, also this little piece of cardboard, even though it just seems like trash, if you're in a wilderness situation, having these small pieces of paper, you can start a fire with it. So then also in this bag, rope. If you're trying to do some sort of outside camping situation, having rope is really important. It's also good for just like improvising if you have to, you know, strap something onto your backpack, or you have to tie, you know, if your pants are falling down. These are hand warmers. Probably not something that I would use in most emergency bug out situations, but in the winter time, having a little extra warmth when you're in a situation where you can't immediately make a fire could help you to survive. And then in the bottom of this bag is a solar hot water shower, which is totally extravagant and ridiculous to have in a bug out situation, but it just works as water storage even if I'm not using it directly as a shower. So again, this is just kind of like a bag of stuff that I had sitting around the house that I was like, you know what, throw that in the bug out bag, because among those things, it's going to help you if you ever have to leave for an unknown destination. So here's another Ziploc. This one, similar to the one just before, it has rope, a bungee, and then here I have tent stakes. In case I don't have something good to tie down to, I can hammer these into the ground. And then the other thing in here is a heavy-duty poncho and a light-duty poncho. So between those two things, the rope and the stakes, you can probably figure out how to stay dry. Picture like a small lean-to situation. Okay, so this is a dry bag. Again, I have kind of extra weight in here that's not super essential, but if you're ever out there and you're trying to figure out how to haul water, having a dry bag is really going to make a big difference. Or just keep your, your food, if you want to raise your food up to make a food safe away from animals and scavengers. So again, just kind of some extra weight in here, but what I have is this bag, and then inside of the bag is extra layers. So I have I don't know how to say that properly, a shemagh, and then a bandana, and a pair of heavy-duty dry socks. So again, not super essential stuff, but you're ever out in the woods, having just a little something that you can wrap around your neck to keep yourself warm, a little bit better socks. Getting down to the bottom now. Let's see. There is a pencil and a pair of fingernail clippers. And then I have a second water filter, a small first aid kit, a bag, there's a lighter, and a belt. These are tarp rivets in case you're trying to hang something and you don't have a good rivet to attach to. It's a pistol cleaning kit. Not everything that I'm carrying around in here is super essential to me. Some of the things are just good for in case I have to barter with someone, because this is going to have value to somebody. And it's pretty small. I can fit it in with my kit. I have some safety pins and buttons, fine fishing line, and then there's a magnifying glass in here. So it's daylight sensitive, but I can use that for creating fire. Again, first aid and a water filter. And then this is a visibility device. This is what I use on my bicycle. But in a situation where you're trying to get somebody's attention, you can use it to signal by putting it behind something and exposing it, putting it behind something, exposing it. Anyway, the bag is not all the way complete, still needs a few more pieces to it, but this is mostly stuff that I just picked up at secondhand stores, so it's not a very expensive setup. But I have water filtration, navigation, and fire starting, first aid. Here's a backup battery in case I'm trying to run some sort of a phone or other device that needs some electrons. Connector cable. The last of it, it's a bladder. It's a water bladder and a lighter. Anyway, I just wanted to go over this stuff and try and give you guys a sense of what I'm collecting, and what, even though I might not need it immediately, might be useful to me if I have to leave the house quickly for some reason. Whether in Oregon it could be a fire, it could be earthquake or a volcano. You know, there's a lot of natural disaster situations where you have to immediately flee, and these are just some of the things that I've put in my bag for let's go.